To me, this is the best work they've ever done. Jake and Dino's Chapman started buying Hitler drawings at auction. And this is titled, "If Hitler Had Been a Hippie, How Happy Would We Be?" And then they color over Hitler drawings. Again, I hate it. Quit destroying history. I mean, we only have a limited amount of
They're
Hitler
making Hitler's artwork less accessible. That sucks.
Boy, is there
I mean, I would have liked to own an original Hitler, and now I can't.
Is nothing sacred? You know what? Kanye's better than this. Because
least-
Kanye wouldn't be ironic. So I profiled him.
To me, this is the best work they've ever done. Oh, we might have shown this in the video, but this is him talking about the anti-Turner Prize in London. But he said, "I don't think the work is necessarily advertly interested with skill. I think it's interested in the notion of time and what's subversive about their use of time, and that they're producing these works, which after all their struggles, after all their labor, they produce something which virtually doesn't need to be made." And he's being critical of other people's art that's well done. Meaning if you do a really skilled painting, he said, okay, sure, you put all that skill and time into that painting, but it doesn't even need to be made. Who needs a painting of a pretty bird? But my work is important and needs to be made. That's his argument, is that his work is of higher social importance and value.
I wonder.
Yeah. So they range from $6,000 up to about $250,000. So $250,000.
If you paid $250,000 for this, you should be put in a wood chipper with no trial.
Oh,
series.
come on, man.
So the top one.
The
top one here, Jake and Dino's Chapman.
What art?
Yeah. So executed in 1994, Dino's and Jake Chapman's face is one of the most notorious icons of the young British art movement. The sculpture was featured in several exhibitions, dedicated both solely to the artists themselves and to the Umbrella Group, which is the YBA movement, who came to fame during the 1990s. So mannequins are already sexualized by their very nature, invented in order to whet our capitalist appetites by presenting clothes such as t-shirts and trainers and beguiling
away. Yeah, I wasn't beguiled by the mannequin.
What does beguile mean?
It's like you know, like
it's not clear what the
I don't know. That's why I asked.
What the intention
I have no idea what that word means.
You get all gussied up, and a guy's like, "Hey, baby."
To charm or enchant. Oh, I've never felt enchanted by a mannequin. They're terrifying.
I like the big ones.
Jeffrey Dahmer did though.
Oh yeah, he did.
He found a beguiling mannequin. They kept his Grammy's house.
So for those of you who are listening to this and you're not seeing the image of what this is,
you're lucky.
I just realized we've been freaking out and you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, the audio guys are kings right now.
No, don't look it up. Just take my word for it. It's not cool.
They get to keep defending them. Yeah.
The video guys, they're going through it. The audio guys are chilling.
Yeah.
Can I read this last part here? It's making me really
go for it.
With its tumescent proboscis, this inquisitive child encapsulates the chaotic vision of the Chapman brothers with an all too literally in-your-face intensity. That sounds like CP, the back cover of a horrible CP to me.
Yeah.
That is everybody insane? If they made this now, they're in on it now. These guys are in on it. People paying that kind of money are like, I want to meet the artist, right?
So this is the other thing. They started making those series in the 90s and then they never really stopped. They moved on to make other series, but they kept revisiting that and making it again. Of course, yeah. So then let's see. In 2011, they moved on to buying 19th century paintings at auction and then what I would call destroying them because they would paint decaying features onto them, skulls into them, which again, all of this would be cool if they weren't destroying someone else's art.
Well, they're making $100,000 Hot Topic posters. That rocks.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that rocks.
These guys are cool.
Yeah. That's
I'm back. All right, finally, some good art.
But do you see this?
Now, do any of these react to a black light by chance?
Do you know why are those swastikas on the kids' statues there with the anamorph faces?
Where?
In their little
it looks like it.
Oh, yeah, I believe it is. That's like their, can we zoom in on that? Yeah, that's like their school.
So they got real kids. That's real. Look at those poses. Those real kids were involved in the making of this. Am I wrong?
No, I think they just go to a factory that produces mannequins for kids' children clothing and they buy those and then they modify the mannequins. These guys who claim to be anti-capitalist are like the biggest capitalists.
How come this is okay, but not Kanye West's amazing track?
Why isn't that allowed on the internet? We're going to have to censor a bunch of this because I did one episode on Jeffrey Epstein's art collection and now they're on to me and they're flagging
You know,
everything.
so then all of a sudden, Bill Clinton gets his dick sucked by Monica Lewinsky under a desk, a nice Jewish girl. That was a honey trap to force Bill to do that, to release that spy. That's what I'm going to hang that up because that's what we did to Bill Clinton.
Epstein was a donor to an art college in New York where the woman who painted that was a graduate student, and you walked in the first parlor. It was the first thing that you saw. Jeffrey Epstein, if you remember in that episode, if you've been watching this or go back and watch it, he had a nude chessboard of all of his employees in his home. I'm not sure what year the Epstein nude chessboard came out, but it is interesting that they both are making the same thing.
Now, if you, Judge Butterly, I know you worked your way up from the bottom to become a respected judge, but had you gone to a really good school, you would have learned Caesar's Treaty on the Punic Wars or whatever, and the Hobbes' Leviathan, and you would have learned to divide the lower people who are your food and your toys, just like a chessboard, and you would learn to divide them by race and have them get in little stupid racial fights. Meanwhile, you, as a lizard person, would be feeding on them, and this is made to be sold to a very rich man, is how I take it, because it is a form of art. It shows how they are the players of the game, you know, the really powerful. So they're going to do whatever they can to stay young because there's nothing for them besides material. There's
Also, being
nothing.
rich probably rules, and I would, if I had $1 billion, I'd want to enjoy
Yeah,
it.
and how do
Okay,
you-
it rules, but you're still going to die like me, motherfucker. So
How do you
do
know-
No,
better?
I'm going to harvest my son's adrenochrome slowly. I'm going to slow drip my son like a blood bag from Mad Max and never die.
And that is what, to me, the reason they're doing this is a commentary on that.
Okay, so here's
They
another.
actually are very good artists. It's just they're scum. These people hate. By the way, the lizard people don't like each other. You know,
What?
George Washington's plantation.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like an underground where the cells of the slaves. And he's like, oh, I didn't want to think about how George Washington is a human trafficker. The country's founded by Luciferian human traffickers. If you're a Freemason, Freemasons are Luciferian, whether you know it or not. Can I roll a blunt for you, Mr. Hinchcliffe? I could be famous at Madison Square Garden.
You're blowing out Justin's ears right now. He had to take his headphones off. Oh my God.
Can we take the good seats? That's all I have in life.
I swear we're almost done.
Oh my
Okay.
God! No, now I don't want it to end. You front loaded it with the worst horrors mankind can show me.
I know.
Now we're having fun.
Listen, can I tell you something? It gets to me and then I explode. I mean, it gets to me, man.
Oh my
I
God.
got to drink 3 White Claws to take this shit.
Okay, so the Hitler
By the way,
series-
I'd be so polite about the art if I showed up somewhere with someone powerful. And they
My
were like,
agent said I should pay for my own plane ticket. Because I just think there's a joke audition. I'm going to audition like a Joe Tony bucket. Maybe I'll be here. Oh, the guy with the pterodactyl on beat me again.
Okay, is it out of your system?
Sorry, I'm the dead homies. Sometimes I rep too hard. I'm my dead homies. I rep too hard sometimes, and that's my fault.
You're in your feelings. That's all.
I'm in my feelings about this shit. I think we all can see that. I had 3 claws, and now I'm up in my feelings.
Okay, well, in 2008,
Go on, I'm sorry.
Jake and Dinos Chapman started buying Hitler drawings.
I'm going to look at anyone who even consumes art differently from now on. I don't
As you
trust
should.
any of you motherfuckers. That's crazy.
As you should.
That's what's going on. That's what art is. This is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to
Dude,
video
it's
games.
you know what? Art is a lot like drill rap. No, white people had no idea what was going on.
I think white
a fact.
people are behind it. Okay. Memento Mori. Thank you guys.
I mean, the lizard people know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean Jewish people, by the way, scumbags.
And my wife's going to go, how was it? I'm going to go, it was fine.
Well, now you know.
I learned about contemporary conceptual art.
But no, I'm locked in. I'm not going to
When I
back
was in
down.
high
I'm
school,
not a
this-
coward.
Yeah, you're here to
No,
judge.
oh, look, they got real kids to do this. Well, that's
No,
appropriate.
Those are not real kids. Those are mannequins.
Well, how'd they pose them and make the sculptures?
Okay, so this, we'll spend a little time talking about this because this to me, I almost get the concept like so much better than everything that we just saw. Like I feel like they lost me conceptually on the last one. And on this one, I see it, I guess, a little bit more. So these works here reminded me, I mean, I thought I had this written in here, but they reminded me of those Animorph series from like the 90s. Remember they came out around the time of Goosebumps?
Yeah.
I never read them, but I just remember like the cover, it would be like a kid jumping into a horse or something.
No,
you
it was
know?
an Andalite was the species. They were blue, kind of like centaur people from a different planet. And they came here and showed these kids how to turn into any animal.
That's what the Animorph series was about. I'm
you know
taking
what?
it you read them.
But then the Andalites are actually kind of dealing with like an intergalactic civil war back home or something like that. And the kids kind of get wrapped up in it. It's actually pretty good shit.
Okay. Do you know what a centaur is originally in Greece and a Medusa and all that? A Gorgon. So the Phoenician pirates, the Medusae, there's these broads that had poison in their hair. They would dip the arrows in their poison in their hair and hit a guy and paralyze them.